Welcome to this little video lesson on some resources that you might wish to use to study Latin vocab. So this is my blog, bgalatin.blogspot.com, and if you scroll down to my resources post on here, we're going to look at some apps. So I'm going to look at my Vocabulator app and then the live multiple choice version and the live English to Latin version. So first, Vocabulator, this is the first one I designed. It uses a database that I put together of all the words in Lingua Latina per se illustrata. So you put in the first chapter, okay, let's say 1, and let's say we want to study all the vocab up to chapter 10. Now, you might want to use this to study for one particular chapter vocab quiz. So say you're studying for chapter 3, then you would put first chapter 3, last chapter 3. If you're studying for a test over, 3 through 5, then you would put first chapter 3, last chapter 5. And then you set up for what kinds of questions you want. You could have all multiple choice, you could have all English to Latin, all Latin to English, or you could have some variety here. Now, on a usual quiz, I do 5 English to Latin and 5 Latin to English. So this would be kind of like a quiz that I would do. On a usual test, I would do 10 of each. So since I've got it set up right now for several chapters, let's go for 10 of each, because that's that. I usually don't have multiple choice on regular tests and quizzes, but sometimes I have those on big final exams. All right, here we go. I'm going to say 10 of each, English to Latin, Latin to English, boom, submit that, and here we go. Now this is how I actually make the vocab sections on my quizzes and tests. And you can see if I scroll on down, not only does it give me all of this, which I could print out and essentially have a little test, but it gives me a clavis responsorum, key of the answers. Well, there you go. There's the answer keys to all of those. So again, that's how I make vocab sections on tests. So you can certainly do that to test yourself, see how you're doing on vocab. This is the next one. This is my live multiple choice quizzes. Works the same way, but I thought, hey, let's be fancy. I've got instructions here in Latin. So first chapter, let's say I just want to do one on chapter 6. Here we go. I'm just studying chapter 6 because I have a quiz coming up on chapter 6. Quote questiones esse debent. How many questions ought there to be? All right, 5. I'll just keep it on that. And there we go. It's going to make me multiple choice. And I am going to see how I'm doing. Okay, I think humerus is shoulder. Activum ought to be active. Post, oh my gosh, I don't know. I've forgotten. Let me just pick something. All right, and then duodecim. Oh, I remember that. That's 12. It, he, she, it goes, and aunt, they go. Let's see how I did. 80%. Oh, I forgot. Post means after. Okay, so there we go. And then you could actually fix that if you wanted and resubmit. Hey, look, now I got it all right. But it's just something that you can practice to see how you're doing. And remember, multiple choice is a basic first starting place, right? If you want to, you've already got the basics down and you really want to test yourself, can I do the hardest thing, which is English to Latin? That's always hardest. Then I have this one. And so again, let's just say we're doing a particular chapter, let's say chapter 10, and let's leave it on 5, but you could change to a different amount. So this is the hardest type of questions, English to Latin. They're always hardest because, of course, you've got to spell the Latin correctly. Now, the way that I do this on quizzes and tests, you have to give me the first Latin word in the Latin entry. Okay, for example, a verb like amo has amo, amare, amavi, amatum, if you've got all 4 principal parts. Let's see how we can do. He, she, it is able, they are able. Well, I just want to give the first Latin word here. So the he, she, it is able, potest, okay, to support or sustain. All right, well, let's go with sustineo, and I'm holding down on my iPad, and I'm getting that long mark. Okay. Thin, fine, or delicate. Okay, we're going to go with tenuis, bed or couch. Notice that these are the same word in Latin. Lectus means both bed and couch. And then messenger, boom, boom, boom. let's see how this works. Okay, so there we go. I'm submitting it, and look at that. We got it all correct, okay? So that's how it goes. Now, if I did something wrong, let's say I said nuntium, okay? I thought that was a neuter or something. Oh, wait a minute, I messed up. Okay, let me put that back. Let's say, I don't know, I forgot the long mark on sustineo. Let's see what that does. There we go, only 95% accuracy now, satis bene, because I've got incorrect macron usage, and it shows me the correct forms after that. So that's a way that you can test yourself on, again, the hardest part. How well can I do on spelling these Latin words? And I encourage you to do just like I say, where you just put the first word. If you are putting more than the first word, it's going to look and see if you give the entry exactly. So if you give more than the first word, then you've got to give the exact entry down to the last little bit, okay? So yeah, I don't know, maybe one day I'll take several months and make some more complex algorithm to deal with that, but not now. I think we've got enough to deal with. So just taking that first word from the entry and giving that is really all you need. Of course, on quizzes and tests, I will often give extra credit if you can give me the full entry, all of the, for example, the verbs, principal parts, or the genitive and gender for a noun, or the 3 masculine, feminine, and neuter forms for an adjective, right? Okay, well, I hope that helps you and gives you some options for studying the Latin vocab, besides just using the Quizlets, which you can use Quizlet. You can use Quizlet flashcards at first. You could maybe use the learn or the spell functions when you're getting to a higher level. But in some ways, I think my app will be more useful to people. And one thing particularly is that this is actually the very database that I am pulling from on my quizzes and tests. All right. Y'all, take care. Valete omnes.